Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of the Stanley Parable, and we're back with Jack. Here he is.
Hey, how you guys doing? Here we go again for the umpteenth time. This guy keeps telling me that there's no way to beat this game. And he's like, don't think of it as a game that's supposed to be beaten. That's how my mind operates. I got to beat things. I was going to say I'm a beater, but...
I'd agree with that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
A guy told me that you could crouch with control. Try going around the computer. Oh, you did it. Oh, no, you didn't.
There's nothing, guys.
Try...
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Well.
You have to completely go back through the whole window.
I have to what?
You have to restart and go back to the whole window. I don't know if it says something else. It might.
I don't know. So that means I have to restart now?
I don't know. I think we established that clicking yes and no is not doing anything.
Guys, I think I'm going to restart.
How hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh,
Gotta keep backing up.
I don't want to back up. That's a pretty view. I just fell.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
That's not miserable.
This is nice.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Dun, dun, dun.
I could sleep to this music.
I could too. I like big butts and I cannot lie. No, that didn't sound good. Oh, I just killed the music for. That's what I get for singing.
Narrator, are you there?
Yes.
I don't think that was the narrator.
I think it was, man.
Maybe he's gone.
Is he gone? I'll give him 20 more seconds. 1, 5, 10.
20. Well, let's see what else this place has to
How
offer.
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I broke that one.
Because it saw you.
I broke that one.
It also saw you. I feel like you've clicked these computers dozens of times.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I feel you, narrator.
I understand.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure. Why not? How many times have I done this?
Countless. I think you found most of the exits on your left. Except you never actually completed the game to the fullest.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
You know that big red circle in the center reminds me of James Bond.
Woohoo! I beat the game.
This is intense.
Very
Blackness
intense.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's so beautiful.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Are you happy, Stanley?
You know,
I don't know if that was an answer. It's kind of a yes/no.
it's exactly how life is. Don't you know? What the F?
Yay!
Guys, what an epic failure.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Kind of spasm.
I guess so.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm not going to.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Blueprints.
Blueprints?
Blueprints.
Blueprints. Hey, look, guys, it's a square. Here's a life lesson. That is called a square.
It should really be a triangle, though.
Yes, it should. But the reason they call it a square is because it squares everything up. 2x4, 2x6. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Oh my gosh!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to
That was
do,
a fail.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
It's a penalty of $5,000, not penalty is death. You lied to me like the state of Texas.
That phone is ringing.
Which one?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Lovely.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
What is Stanley gonna do?
Stanley don't believe you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Sucker.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Thank you.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
It's got a prettier door.
It does have a prettier door. All I wanted was a prettier door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Did have a pretty good door.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
It's the worldwide leaderboard. I wonder if these are real people.
Skid? Poo-poo skid?
What?
Oh, whoa. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career.
You're 903,028th place. Alright, let's get out of this area. Let's check out what that Gucci door has again.
I like the Gucci door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Let's go.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
It's a demonic game.
It is demonic. I don't want the baby to burn. I don't want the baby to burn. Let the baby burn. No. Yes. No. Yes. Oh gosh, no. One more time. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh no. Oh.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
Oh, hello.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes,
Hey,
it's
adore.
complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I don't mind if I do.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No.
Mushrooms.
Time to get high.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I like that game.
We have a series of that game.
You do. Oh, man.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
It's Portal.
Who's Portal? Hey, guys. How y'all guys doing?
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Uh-oh. Aha. I got this.
Can you pick it up?
Oh, yes you can.
Genius.
Thank you. I try.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any...
You broke it.
Well, guys. I just don't know what's going on here. Oh, I'm falling again.
It's kind of creepy.
A little bit. Man, looks like a whorehouse. I'm at a crack whore. I'm at a crack house.
How many whorehouses have you been to?
None. I am a good Mormon.
Light.
I see light. I told you, God will always find a way. Oh, wait. Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Yay, clicking stuff.
What? Where's the narrator at?
You left him when you jumped down the hole.
Eh,
He's dead to us now.
I'm okay with that. Uh-oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Is that it?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess that was it.
End is never the end.
Oh.
Another place.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think that it all just turns the same from here. So I think we're going to wrap up the video here. I hope y'all enjoyed watching it. If y'all did, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. You know, shoot a brother some love. Whatever. Alright, see ya.
See ya.